Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name's Tom. Hanging out with a couple of buddies tonight, some friends, some addicts, some experts, writers. Just a pile of riffraff here. And it's a hangout. We're talking about mid-season fantasy baseball, where you're at, what you're looking at, a little bit of the All-Star game, just hanging out. It's been a while. So welcome back to everybody. And I'm joined tonight by very late night for those that are in Florida. The three of you joining me are from Florida. I'll just start here at the end. Andrew from Fantasy Aid in Fantasy Front Office.
Hey.
There's Andrew. And, of course, our good buddy Cubby. Cubby,
Hello.
Hello. There you go. Poached salmon. And Jose grabbing some beers. How's it going, Jose?
What up? What up?
Very good. All right, so we're just going to start off with the most obvious thing. It is, the weekend before the big weekend. Right? It's the 15th, the All-Star game, right?
No, it's
the
single
9th.
digits.
9th,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a single digit number.
That's the 9th, baby. We're not supposed to remember when things are around here. Yeah, I believe it's the 9th. Anyways, so this is the weekend before the All-Star game. And it's kind of interesting to see, some of the starters, maybe some unexpected names, certainly out of Arizona. Woo!
Kettle
Kettle One. But yeah, we're all excited. We're kind of interested here because, well, first of all, this is a very young, all-star, like both teams. So, like, what is it? National League average age is 25.3 or something like that. And I'm not positive what it is for the American League, but when you go and look at some of these rosters, especially the starting lineups, you go back and you look, especially if you've been playing Dynasty Baseball as we have for so many years. You start going through the list of names, you're like, oh, I remember when he was just a little wee baby prospect.
Yeah, a little tyke.
Yeah, I remember him. I have a picture of him on his tricycle.
Yeah.
I have a picture from him in the bathtub, Little Cody Bellinger taking a bath.
Yeah. On his first pick, like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So you're kind of interested in that. Like it's interesting to see, like, and that's something you should consider, I guess, just dynasty wise. This is a little sidebar. Everybody gets all gassed up about prospects and, oh my God, like it takes, look at what it takes here for these guys to turn into all-stars. Good 3 years or so.
I mean, Homer here, but Javi came up in 2014. His first all-star appearance was last year. So, I mean, that's 4 or 5 seasons right there before he made it.
And I love Javi.
Well, everybody loves a Javi.
El Mago.
That beg to differ. He's a Cub.
Okay, we got a little rivalry here. We got some.
Why is a Cub? I love the guy.
Well, no, we're talking Cardinals on Cubs violence here. It's a little.
Don't listen to guys that are fans of 500 teams. Don't listen to them. They're so neutral, just like their team. You can't.
Yeah.
They have no opinion.
He seems like a nice guy. Yeah. They're neutral with their opinions. Who's your biggest all-star game surprise? Like, is there a player you're most excited about, you want to see? Or is there like, oh, man, I can't believe so-and-so didn't make it or so-and-so did make it?
Well, to butt in, I'm most excited about Kettle.
Oh, yeah.
I love, I was all over Kettle last season in drafts.
Kettle Marte?
Yes. And
yes.
We were all, and like a lot of us were a year early. So this year, he was kind of on, on the periphery. Like, okay, I'll draft him, but I'm not like as high as I was. But he was basically free in drafts, ADP of like 250, whatever it was. And then it's nice that he not only made it, but he's a starter, and it feels like a surprise because the Diamondbacks are playing above expectations, but it's like the Diamondbacks. It's not like an LA market or a Chicago market or New York where it's like, oh, no wonder he made it. It's like, no, the fans really came through to vote him as a starter. So that kind of surprised me that he got that starting nod.
Well, when you think about it, we were going up against Atlanta. Arizona does, for what it's worth, the small fan base that it is. It has some pretty aggressive and passionate fans.
Yeah, they had a good campaign. They went for it.
Beating out Atlanta and Ozzy Albies, I would say that's kind of a surprise to me.
It was a surprise to me. Like a week,
obviously, well, yeah, obviously, like me being a part-time, I guess, Diamondbacks fan, like I'm really excited about it. I mean, good. Like I was in on him. Now, not to be like, I got in on him first. It's nothing like that. It's not a pissing contest. I was probably 2 years early. The way you said everybody was like a year early last year. I was maybe 2 years early seeing him in spring training. The early.
You guys got him on a trade, correct?
Yeah, we got him out of Seattle for virtually nothing. And
no, it was Mitch Haniger and Gene Segura.
Okay, so it wasn't just nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
I remember.
Quite at all.
Yeah, I remember it was.
That trade's
were upset
finally
about
not looking like shit for Arizona.
Well, yeah,
it was looking
okay, yeah, because everybody was really upset that we traded Segura after
Segura
a career year.
Haniger.
But yeah, and Haniger, obviously, I think he was just sort of forgotten in the Arizona system, and that was probably one of those years where we had a new GM and yada.
And he was an all-star last year.
Yeah, so obviously, oopsie. But I remember watching. I remember watching Kettle when he played for Seattle, and I was thinking, all right, this guy's got some, he was real skinny. He hadn't built up, gotten into his adult physique, But I just remember liking what I saw. And, people were panicked about the trade or whatever. Like, who's this Kettle? And I was like, no, keep your pants on. I kind of like, I want to see what he can do. So I've had expectations, and this is what pains me the most, Cubby. You've got my guy. Like, here I am, like,
baby.
I've been
What are you
following
doing?
us in Seattle. And I just, never added him. No dynasty shares, no shares anywhere, I think. I have the TGFBI share.
I think he's pretty well represented amongst multiple managers in our dynasties. I think he's spread out pretty good.
Well, and that's good. A lot of people can enjoy. All right, so according to Yahoo, we don't play on Yahoo. We play on Fantrax, but he is the overall ranked player, 11th overall. So
hell yeah! You know why that's sweet? And I will pat myself on the back, and I will toot my own horn because there was a air quotes expert that tweeted out, "Hey, give me a guy that was picked after 200 or 250 that will return first round value." And
there you go.
And
Kettle.
My reply in March was Kettle Marte with this ridiculous GIF where someone has a kettle pot pouring it through their nose.
Oh yeah, I remember that, the neti pot. Yeah,
yeah, the neti pot.
That's pretty good.
And so I'm feeling pretty good about it because I remember Jeremy from FFO, who's a big Diamondbacks fan.
Yeah,
he kind of scoffed at that idea, and he's a D-backs fan. I was like, all right, dude, we'll see. I mean, it's a long shot, but that's my pick.
No, a lot of people didn't. I mean, what's he up to? 21 home runs and
like 4 stolen bases. He's hitting like 310. His OBP is like 365. Slugging over 500. He's been amazing.
Well, and he plays 3 different positions: center field, second, and short. Here's the other thing that's kind of nobody really talks about or understands. I mean, maybe they're not buying the Kettle thing yet, but we like to talk. Dollars and cents here and like tradability and all this. If I'm not mistaken, he's on a 5-year contract. It's either 4 or 5 with multiple years afterward of team control. And he's getting paid in this contract. This is another Goldie type contract. We've got him 5-6 years at least. And then the club years, $24.5 million, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, depending on what this team does, they probably see, I don't know. I never know. I could see them trading him like, oh, fuck it. Let's see. I mean, but he would get a king's ransom. I mean, with that kind of contract, like, returning first round value. Like, I mean, again, honestly, like,
I'm looking at Marte. He's only 25 years old.
Yeah, he's right in his prime here.
And we've got him under control for 24.5 million.
He hit a 482 home run.
Oh yeah,
dude. He can crush the ball.
So Andrew, what's the Cardinals got a second base? What's going on over there?
I mean, well, since like no Cardinal deserves to be within 100 miles of Cleveland this All-Star game, the guy I'm excited for, I'm actually going opposite. Everyone's talking about the young, but you know who's making his first All-Star game start ever? Hunter Pence.
Yeah, that's definitely a surprise. For sure.
Well, you know what's more surprising that he's making the team is that he hasn't in the past.
He has made it, but he's never started. He made an All-Star game 10 years ago in 2009.
Okay, so
10 years ago.
starting.
Wow. Another surprise, Carlos Santana.
Yeah, I'm looking. I was just gonna say that.
Your first baseman for the AL.
Well, what else you got going on in the AL? I mean, you had Luke Voigt, but
he didn't. I don't think he made it.
Jorge Polanco was one of my favorite players coming into the year. His first All-Star game.
Okay.
Sanchez, he made his first as a starter.
We're talking Gary. Okay, yeah. So this was his second All-Star game generally, and then his first start.
No, it says first All-Star game. Oh yeah, first All-Star game.
Michael Brantley made his first start.
Okay. So the outfield for the American League was not exactly as I pictured it, to be honest. I had many different choices for that, but it's interesting. Again,
Bregman, third base, his first start.
Who's that? Bregman. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. So hopefully you're going to be watching the All-Star game, right?
Remember coming into draft season, first base was thought to be shallow. How fucking funny does that seem now? I mean, this is just the top 3 vote getters in each league. Freeman, Bell, Rizzo, Santana, Voigt, Crone. I mean, that's just 6. There's another 6 that are having good years as well.
And you have the boring picks. Like Eric Hosmer's doing well for the Padres.
Mr. Steady, Jose Abreu's having a good year.
Yeah. Last year he wasn't as good, but this year he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, like first base is...
Bellinger,
wow.
That's his first time.
Not bad.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, I mean, again... Good old stuff coming from Phoenix, I'll be honest. It's good town for baseball. But yeah, that kid's just like, yeah.
Oh, he's a Phoenix kid, Bellinger.
Yep.
Swanson, I don't know if he made the squad, but he may.
Yeah.
That's a surprise to me if he does. Because I pretty much had given up on him.
Well, you know,
Tim Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swanson was a number 1 pick at one, was it? 2000.
Diamondbacks took him ahead of Bregman, and Bregman was actually hoping the Diamondbacks would draft him.
Now, what was the return? Swanson for what? Shelby fucking Miller?
Oh yeah, it was like we got just. I think somebody just took a shit in their hand and like shook our.
I mean, Shelby Miller was also a number 1 pick too. I believe, wasn't he? Or no, he was a Cardinals pick, but not overall.
Tommy La Stella. He'll make the team.
Yeah.
That's a gigantic surprise.
Yeah. See, the Cubs, you guys don't have as much talent floating throughout the league that's really high quality like the Diamondbacks do, though.
LeMahieu, this is his first year as an All-Star, I think.
Well,
maybe as a starter. I feel
like
he's made it. I mean, he's won a batting title before. I think he'd make the All-Star.
Yeah, he did.
I think La Stella had a career like 12 or 13 home runs for his career. This season, he has like 16.
Yep. On pace for...
It's crazy.
At least 35 and 4. I mean,
you're
going to love it.
It's 2019. Home runs are just insane nowadays. And I was reading an article on Fangraphs, and it made me feel like old man yelling at a cloud. You know, like I agreed with this article. It's like, enough's enough. Like, there's too many.
That's when I've started ignoring AAA starters ERA because AAA's using the ball now. So, you know, the ERAs are, and especially in the Pacific Coast League, those ERAs are going to look terrible.
But it's always been like that in the Pacific League, though.
Yeah, but they're using the MLB Juice balls now.
Even more so.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, it's more pronounced now.
Yeah,
like,
it's even more so. It's absurd. But no, it's just asinine. Like it's 30 home runs means nothing. I mean, there's nearly 100 guys that already have 20. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just devalued it.
Old man yells at cloud.
For real though, it's devalued.
Yeah, everyone's having a Brady Anderson type of year, huh? Some scrub.
It is just a slap, and like there's aces. They don't exist. There's like maybe 4 now. Like it's absurd. Like Snell's ERA is 5.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Nola's had his struggles. Like all these guys, like it's unless you're Scherzer. I mean, he's about the only one that's like hasn't succumbed to it. I mean, seriously, everyone's had their,
the massive home runs.
Yeah, even Sale. Like he had his troubles earlier.
Well, what's his name in Houston? What the hell is his name? I can't think of his name.
Verlander.
Cole.
Verlander.
Yeah, there's very few that have been immune to the fucking home run binge. I mean, everywhere you look, a pitcher taken in the top 50 has had their bout of like getting fucked over.
Well, let's use that to transition here to our next talking point. Thank you, James. Accidental transition. Nice
little
job.
Segue.
Yeah, not too bad. They're just natural. It's fun when it happens like that. We were going to talk about, fantasy, like for your teams, just players. You're like, shit, I missed that. Or just like things that you're taking to the bank, like we're going to talk, fantasy all-stars and fantasy busts kind of going into this all-star game. And so we're talking, I guess, busted pitchers. We might as well just start with the busts overall. And Andrew, I know you were kind of looking at that.
Yeah, Kikuchi, the big one. I mean, no one was expecting him to be an ace, but he's got a 5.11 ERA with a 1.5 WHIP.
Yeah, he's been one of the worst pitchers in the league. Zero hyperbole.
Yeah.
On the Cardinal side, Mikolas is not 2018 Mikolas.
Well, but you think about, all right, so guys like
Snell is having a shitty year too.
But what's funny is his profile is almost identical to 2018.
Yeah.
Like last year last year he was good and had a little bit of luck, so he was elite. This year his skills have been good, but he's had terrible luck. But like the numbers are uncanny how they line up to last year. Whether it's xFIP, swinging strike, whatever it may be, he should still be an ace right now, but his ERA is 5.
Yeah.
Because almost no pitcher can control the home run. Like almost the home run to fly ball ratio is just out of control. It's just completely out of control.
Well, then that may bring up another topic for another day, like mound issues. Should we lower the mound kind of thing? But again, that's
I don't know what
day.
they need to do, but like I think the league average ERA is
lower. They should raise it.
Something like that. It's like 4.6. So you have to like, as a fantasy manager, you have to just suddenly change your judgment when you're going to like decide whether to keep a player or add a player. You're like,
the year Gibson was having a crazy year for the Cardinals. After he had that crazy year, they lowered the mound. They need to raise it up now because these fucking juice balls are getting out of hand.
I think also a little bit, and now a lot of it's the baseball, and a lot of it's the hitter mentality of the hit, a strikeout or home run. But a lot of guys are just relying on that 100-mile-an-hour heat and aren't exactly, there are not a lot of finesse pitchers.
No, well, let's be honest. I mean, the way the game has changed, right now we're talking about like everybody can throw 96, 98, sometimes 100. We got guys throwing over 100 regularly now. I mean, I remember when Chapman breaking 100 was a novelty,
Mm-hmm.
But like, we got dudes throwing 105. Like that's actual heat.
Who just said TJ?
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is that. But you think about it, everybody throws really hard. And all the just physically, all of the
if it comes off the bat,
the hitters, everybody can hit
come off
96,
harder
98.
than it came in.
Yeah, and like especially with the way everybody's elevating the ball instead of just trying to square it up.
And the next wave of fireballers is just coming up. They're coming up soon. Prospects.
Well, hopefully, if you've got one of these prospects, they've already had their TJ. But yeah, TJ's aplenty these days.
Yeah, Luzardo. Did he already have his TJ?
Yeah.
And Puck?
I know Puck has TJ for sure.
Yeah, Puck's ready to go. I mean,
but pitchers are starting to adjust themselves. I was reading something. It was fastball usage is as low as it's been in like 15, 20 years. Like, yeah, and I remember 2 seasons ago when I was writing for that stupid site, or maybe it was a season ago, when I was just doing a couple tiers, I noticed some of the aces were decreasing their fastball usage. And it's just rampant. It's league wide now. I think.
Well, look at Greinke. Greinke lost on velocity, and now he's better. He's become a pitcher, correct?
Yeah. Well, he's a finesse guy. He still has a little bit of heat when he needs it.
He's one of the few guys that have 4 pitches that he throws at least 10% of the time. But no, I think it's like in the past 5 years, it's gone from like average fastball usage 63%. And it's just gone down 62, 60. This year, average fastball usage 57%, the lowest it's been in more than a decade.
Wow!
And because pitchers are adjusting because they have to. You know?
Yeah.
I said Greinke when his velocity went down. Was it last year or the year before? He was getting fucking pounded.
It was his first year in Arizona.
Yeah, first year in Arizona. It was 2 years ago.
But yeah, because high velo has been around for a while now, that hitters caught up to it. So now pitchers are doing their thing. All right, well, I'm going to throw you less heat. Fuck you.
Yeah, but that's still only so effective. I mean, you get that. Now, the other thing I've been hearing about is because of how, like just the nature of all this pitching, so, being thrown, throwing so hard, all this. Sorry, I'm like spacing out here. But just because, everybody's throwing the ball so hard, the time to score, like all your offense, is largely in the beginning of the game or when a guy first comes out of the pen. Because, again, that's when they're throwing hardest. And that's when, if you're just waiting on that fastball, crush it and, like, you've already got a lead. And so that's one of the things I've, third time through the rotation, that's when it's bullpen time. So, I mean, starting pitchers, are they the idea of a quality start, that's almost like non-existent now.
Well, it's starting to go away. Like, I mean, that popped up as a cool fantasy stat, but now it's almost like, damn, that might be going by the wayside like the wind.
Well, and it was, quality start's always been around, but that was because guys pitched
6+ innings.
Yeah. So now, like, when you're like barely getting through 5 because you got to save the arm and, you want to change what the hitters are seeing.
Yeah, and managers don't want pitchers to see the third time through the order anymore.
Yeah,
exactly. And those managers and teams have those analytics now. Perfect example, Jake Odorizzi, notoriously horrible the third time through.
Yeah.
The big reason for his breakout this year, beyond his fastball spin rate and his great curve, is he's getting yanked before he gets to that. He's getting yanked after 5, or he's getting yanked right at 6 before he gets a third time through. And it's played dividends for the Twins. They're like, oh, hell no, we're not keeping your fuck ass in there to get lit up third time. They just yank him.
Yeah, no, that's been the thing.
Because the numbers bear it out. You're good here and here, but oh my God, you get lit up here.
The teams that are going to win the World Series are going to be the ones with the best freaking bullpen. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's something we can talk about.
They can pull a guy before the third time through and then go 4 or 5 deep in the bullpen, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a shitty bullpen like the Mets, or you can have a decent bullpen like the Yankees.
Well, I'd say the Yankees bullpen's a little more decent, but so, like, I mean, as far as busts go, like, obviously it seems like the pitchers, like we're talking the expectation of an 8.
Yeah, there's many pitchers that are bust.
Yeah, so but there are, at the same time, there's also those, like, guys that you're not expecting this. Like I was just thinking about, like, when you had to draft certain guys. like, you know, the Bumgarners and the Kershaws, like they're pretty much just, you know.
Well, here's a kind of an easy bus for a hitter, and it's not like he's having a horrible year, but Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
He has not lived up to the number 2 overall pick. Not
No,
even
not
close.
at all. Not at all.
No, he has not.
Lounger,
Yeah,
do you guys have any shares of Lance Lynn?
I do not.
No.
Okay, according to Fantrax, he's the number 3 pitcher overall.
Wow.
So just as an example of guys you didn't expect.
Their scoring's wonky, but yeah, he's having a good year.
Well, and this could be based on our league setup.
Yeah, probably.
So
who's 1
bear
and 2?
in mind. 1 and 2 would be the obvious Verlander and Scherzer.
Okay.
But then Ryu, Barrios, Cole, Greinke, Strasburg. Miner's another guy, you know.
Surprised Bueller's not a little higher on that.
You know, obviously Giolito kind of playing up there.
He was basically free in redrafts.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling okay here with you know, my 1 or 2 shares of DeGrom. You know, he's been shaky,
he's not he's not having the year he did last year, but he's still, you know, pretty consistent.
Yeah, we haven't, like, you know, where you draft. Now, granted, it's dynasty, so it doesn't matter where I draft. But if we're talking redraft,
the Mets should fucking sell from top to bottom. They sell everyone except fucking Alonso.
Well, I mean, Alonso is probably the most productive piece.
They have some good players. Jeff McNeil's had a very good year.
Yeah, his OBP is 400.
Now, hitters that are busts, I think the most obvious, most
Goldie.
urgent. Well, yeah, Goldie.
A personal bust for me, Harrison Bader.
Oh God, choke on it.
I mean, tried to tell you he wasn't a good hitter, but you wouldn't listen.
I think I got wowed by his defense and convinced myself he was a good hitter too.
Well, at least you did get your first pick overall back, essentially, with the trade we made.
It only cost me Pete Alonso.
Well, it's okay, baby. You'll be fine. You got your wandering.
I freaking love Alonso. I really do. I wish I had him in more shares of him.
Oh yeah, who's not like? I mean, I hope everybody has at least a share of. If you don't have a share of Alonso, you are definitely on the sidelines this year. Like, damn
I'd say
it.
another disappointment. And this is more redraft. I think all of us probably in this room avoided him in redraft. But I'm sorry, Vlad Guerrero in redrafts has been a disappointment.
Yeah, Vladito.
Yeah, not third round value right there.
Well, no, that's the problem.
Now Dynasty, you're still loving them, but
you still got your guy.
They need to keep him off the fucking buffet table because he's gonna get bigger and he's gonna get.
he's gonna be Prince Fielder 2.0
or his father.
Yeah,
actually, his father wasn't that chunky.
No, he wasn't.
Even
his dad was tall.
Well, he's a big dude, but yeah, I mean, what's his name's kids are big, so you know, I mean, Vladito, he's gonna be big dude, but like Soto,
the fucking buffet table. That's
Soto.
Yeah, you don't hear anything about Soto just because he hasn't done anything remarkable.
No, he hasn't been bad, but
like his OBP is 400.
Soto is 19.
Yeah, his OBP is 400, but he only has.
I don't know. I just looked up the stats. I thought they were a little worse. I guess just because I haven't heard about them. Just assumed he's doing okay.
He just hasn't been cranking 30 homers like everyone else.
Yeah.
How old is Soto? 19?
20? I think he's 20 now.
Yeah.
Baby.
Well, but I mean, again, this goes back to that whole thing. Yeah, he's but where you drafted him, where you had to pay for him. You were looking for that 30 home run. Woo! I got my first round pick. Or not first round pick, but a guy that's putting up first round value.
You're talking about redraft, right? Because he's been
redraft or dynasty. I mean, again, well,
we're in OBP league, so I'm loving them.
Yeah, anytime you got OBP leagues, that's a different animal. But that just goes back to the whole thing. I mean, rookies, prospects, young players. Look at the All-Star game now. 3+ years. Sometimes it's less, but usually it's on that 3, 4, 5 kind of timeline where now they're producing what we
What about the futures
Expect.
game? That's the All-Star game that I love to watch.
Well, that's the one. Yeah, if you're in dynasty leagues, I've seen tweets about it so far, like from I don't know, Reese tweeted about it, and I've seen a bunch of tweets. Everybody's like, yeah, gonna be a good All-Star game, but what's up with the futures game? Everybody's
I can't wait. Yep.
People are just drooling over this futures game.
Yeah.
Jay,
Yes.
I thought I kind of reached for Delvey Garcia by offering you.
No, you didn't. He's a stud.
Yeah, but I offered you
Still selling,
Wheeler.
huh?
You offered me Wheeler.
Wheeler, yes.
Yeah, and I'm win now, so I took it.
Well, I was surprised you took it.
Of course I did. I'm win now. I like Wheeler's peripherals.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Still selling on the trade though.
But
all right,
but Garcia, he's going to be in the futures game.
Yeah, he is. He's a stud.
Yeah.
He's had 24, 25 strikeouts his last 2 starts. Like he's
Scares me is he will have TJ. He's only 5'9".
Yeah, he's small, and that's part of the reason I was kind of willing to let him go. But his upside is huge. So if I'm a team looking for the future, I'm totally stashing that guy.
Yeah. All right. So biggest, again, ADP bust. This I think confounds many of us. I don't know if you guys have a share, but I've got one share, thankfully. But J-Ram.
Yeah, I got that asshole at least once.
I was there. I mean, what do you do? What do you like? I can't decide which side of the fence I'm on. So I'm crotching it here, teetering, and I'm like, am I trying to salvage any kind of value I can get in a trade? Am I trying to
bro? You ain't gonna get 50.
I guess since I traded him, I'm on the trade side.
So you trade. All right. So you're just like whatever I can get. What was it that you got? I forget. In Ryan's
Michael Chavez and C-Mart.
Okay, so Chavez and C-Mart. Chavis.
I'll give you a pack of Marlboro Reds, and I don't even fucking smoke. Scrub.
Well, here's part of the problem. Like it's supposed to be him and
Newports?
Not that ghetto. But Lindor and J-Ram were supposed to be this sort of dynamic duo, and even Lindor's suffering.
He's killing. Yeah, he's
killing. Well, Lindor's actually doing fine.
Well, I mean,
he missed some time. I think he missed the first month, but yet he's 12 home runs, 12 steals, 295 average, 360. He's doing fine. Lindor's doing fine. J-Ram's the chump.
Yeah, I'm still I still want a little bit more out of my Lindor, but
he missed a month, dude. But yet he's still 12-12. What the fuck you smoking? What the fuck you want?
Well,
what are you doing, baby? He's fine.
He's got the same OPS as last year.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
All right. I'll keep my panties on, but J-Ram,
worth a pack of Marlboro Reds.
I mean,
yeah, I don't I think I told you I don't selling low doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
You have to get your value out of the guys.
Unless someone comes correct, Chavis and C-Mart's not too bad, but
yeah,
generally I'd rather just wait. Either he turns around and I keep him, or he turns around and I move his ass. I don't know. He's hard to determine because he's had very few signs of turning it around. You're waiting for something, and I think the last 2 weeks he's had a decent slash line. But then when you look at his X stats on the year, they're just off. They're just how you look at them, they'll have those dots on the line, poor, average, great. Right. His were all in the blue, they're all poor.
Yeah,
but X stats are more reflective than predictive. They just tell you what he's done, not what he's going to do.
Right.
So you should never look at X stats and think, oh, that's what's going to happen going forward. But still, it just doesn't give you hope.
No, I mean, and again, it's I don't even know how to try to get value out of the guy. It's all right.
It's not he's a flash. It's not like last year was a flash in the pan. He had a good 2016 and 17.
Okay, so again, part of my whole feeling is first year owner. I made a trade to get him. So, and this is a dynasty league. So, the patience thing, obviously there's room for patience. I can wait it out. But again, being win now, like we're talking about, I need that production. I need the power and speed. That's what I got the guy for. I'm
at
getting
least he's giving steals.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, literally.
He's been a one category contributor, basically.
Yeah, and just a black hole everywhere else. I mean, there's nothing else you can take home. I mean, 18 steals, all right, but everything else.
What has he got? Like 6 homers or something?
Yeah, it's like 18 steals and 6 home runs. I'll have to go back and look.
He hit like almost 40 home runs last year.
Yeah, and
there's a juice ball.
I'm giving him a chance that he will turn it around. I really do. He could be worse. He could be Aguilar.
Oh, yeah. What a bum he is.
Yeah, that's another Buster-Rooney. I mean, if God, I mean, so many of these players I banked on going into the season, just trash, like, I mean, again, I didn't expect, like Goldschmidt type numbers out of Jesus Aguilar.
Well, you don't want Goldschmidt's numbers this year. They're pretty pedestrian.
Well, yeah, okay, obviously, but I still wanted, mid draft value, like some power out of a first baseman as like, my corner infield type of thing.
Yeah, it's just weird the way he's fallen. Like, I didn't expect his ratios to sustain, mainly the average and OBP, but I thought the power was legit, and he was a shoe-in for regular playing time and 30 home runs. But man, he's just completely shut the bed. Now he doesn't even play.
No, he's not even playing. Council's not even playing. Like the other bummer in Milwaukee, another guy I invested was Shaw.
We should have saw Aguilar coming down. We should have
Shaw shouldn't play. I want Hiara, or however you say his last name.
Everybody loves the Keston hero, but like
it's happening. He's up. Shaw's been optioned.
Yeah, the thing with Shaw though is like his flexibility. So I mean, Aguilar sucks. All right, if Shaw was doing Shaw slides over to first. And like, oh, okay, I didn't really miss a beat having both those guys. I lost one. No. But now both of them are on the waiver wire, and I'm sitting there like, well, shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've been able to pick up a few nice little, like, oh, okay, replacement types. Again, anything's better than nothing, basically, and that's what they were offering was nothing. So anything you can get's better than that. But I just made the move. Dominic Smith, that's a guy I never thought I'd be like, oh, so when we're talking Mets, and Alonso, like Dominic Smith was a guy I never thought I'd be like, okay. I mean, we'll see what this
I liked him when he first got up. Then he was horrible. Then Alonso's coming like, well, he'll probably. I thought he was going to go the AJ Reed and just kind of fade out, but
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, exactly. Like you kind of thought he was like an afterthought, or maybe slides to like a bench, utility type role, or maybe an outfield role. But like looking at what he's done recently, I'm like, okay, is this for real? That's, I don't have 1,000 shares, but I'm like, all right, okay, maybe I got a little something here. Now, same thing goes for like Andrew, you've got him like Pirates guy, Bell.
Bell, yeah.
I mean, I had absolutely, this would be like if Franco like lit it up this year. I mean, I had absolutely written Bell off, and like, I mean, again, like he had an okay season, I think it was last year. Didn't he have like 20 home runs or something like that?
He had actually 12 last year. He had 26 in 2017.
Okay, so it's 2017. Okay. So he's had an okay season and like a couple of bad seasons. It's just, you're just kind of like, all right, this is really just sort of like, boring, whatever, no good numbers. And now, I mean, you're looking at.
Now he's got 70 RBI.
Yeah, you're looking at a guy who could be like a triple crown type. Are we buying that?
Well, he always bought the discipline, and now it looks like he's bought into
he
a
always
long
had
term,
that. The
launch angle.
average.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I'm sad I have no Josh Bell, and
Speaking of the Pirates, one of my favorite rookies, who has been a little fortunate when you look at his profile, but still, Brian Reynolds has been one of my favorite rookies.
yeah, I can see that. It's a little bit of a deeper, kind of.
They got a couple good guys. I mean, not rookies for power wise, but Kevin Newman's not doing terrible either.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
We're all clicking, like, who's got, you know what I mean? I think we're all kind of clicking and seeing who we've got that's like, like that fill-in type guy that we're like, oh, he's not doing too bad for me. Again, I guess some of it depends on the league size too. Like, like Cubby, your league is obviously deeper than the FSAA dynasties and all that sort of stuff, right?
Another guy, I really appreciated Oscar Mercado.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, he's a guy.
You freaking took him from me.
I there was like five or six of us that bid on him.
I bid on him, but
it was contentious. It was highly contentious.
Yeah. No, I'm with you though, Andrew, on the Newman. I like him too. He's somebody I'm like,
Hello, Newman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hello, Newman.
Exactly. So I mean, again, we're talking about deeper players than the casual average league is. Like I was looking on Yahoo, Kettle Marte is only 80-something% owned. I'm like, what the shit?
The hell?
Yeah, and okay, wait a minute. First of all,
that's the redraft.
Well, yeah, that's obviously like the free leagues that nobody plays, or those really. Yeah, the public leagues or or those really shitty
weekly leagues. I'm in a weekly league and I've seen some talent that I picked up like, oh my god, this guy's out there. It's weekly leagues.
Yeah, you can scoop up some nice stuff. I mean, again, after a week, a lot changes sometimes in a week, right?
Yeah.
So
something gets hurt. Someone drops him.
Speaking of Yahoo, did you see the idiotic that if I was an owner in a dynasty league, I would be furious. Brendan McKay got the call for the Rays.
Yeah.
What if you owned him in dynasty for a couple years? They decided to split him like Ohtani. There's going to be a pitcher McKay.
He was one individual unit. I remember looking at that, and they just split them like the other day. So there's
and so if I've been holding McKay for 2 years in a dynasty league in Yahoo, and he comes up and pitches, I don't get that benefit unless there's already a rule that I get him because I already owned him. If there's no rule in place.
All right, so how would it work? All right, because I had him in JD's keeper league, but I had to drop him because I needed a bunch of IL space. So I wasn't able to see the transition, the what do you call it? Where they turn into a butterfly? Is it synthesis? I don't know.
Metamorphosis?
Yeah, that shit. I didn't get to see McKay blossom into two players. Yeah, or it's like cell division. There's two McKay. I wasn't able to see that. Did you see that, Andrew?
Was it mitosis? What was it called?
Yeah, mitosis or meiosis, some of that shit. One of those things. We're not scientists. We're fantasy baseball nerds.
Yeah, and poor Andrew got screwed. I have no shares, so.
Well,
McKay.
Andrew and I heard from a little birdie. If you're in a redraft league, don't blow your wad because this call-up is going to be temporary. And that's coming from Brendan McKay's mouth.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if you're in redraft, don't blow your wad. The call up will be short.
Well, Tampa's freaking those their minor league system is stacked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of those teams. I mean, we'll be talking about them. Hopefully, they can get their pitching. I mean, it's nice that they've got Morton. But
and Trinos is done pretty well recently too.
One of my favorites is the guy I traded to Andrew. Bruhan.
Bruhan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have shares of him. I have shares of Bruhan.
Yeah. He's a guy that's rising. Creeping.
Yeah. We'll be talking about them Rays for a few years.
Yeah, and then you got Wander Franco, who's going to be in the Futures game.
Okay.
Oh, Wander Franco. I've never heard of him. Who's
Wander
this
Franco?
unknown prospect?
Wander Franco's strikeout rate as a professional is like 6%.
Wow.
It's absurd.
Wow. And and
it's not your 6% some slapdick contact hitter that you might expect with a low K rate. It's 6% and he's scolding the ball.
He's in high A. He's in high A.
I may need to get him back from you, Andrew.
I feel like there was someone in this room that called him Vlad Light in the spring. Oh, yeah, that was me.
That was
me. I was gonna say
that was me.
There was some. Well, it was talked about. I think there was some Vlad Light conversation.
Yeah, next spring he'll be the same kind of hype. Be insane.
Yeah.
You think he'll be up with the club already?
Nah. The Rays like to take their sweet time.
Yes, Rays do like to take their sweet time.
So 2021, just arbitrary guess.
Jeez, Andrew, I really wish I hadn't given him to you. Although I did the whole thing. I wanted Alonso. You know, when we were talking about making that trade for your Bader, when you're like, I gotta have Bader.
I mean,
I really just wanted.
I don't have any recollection of that. I just, I must have had a blackout when I did that.
Yeah, you must have had blacked out. You drank too many fucking Mountain Dews, right?
He was doing the do. He's like, yes. He just said yes.
He was doing the do.
All he kept saying was yes. Yeah, he ended up getting the player for the pick back, so that that made sense. Made it. And now I'm like, what do I offer to get that back? And I'm looking here. Oh no, I traded away all of my prospects. Well, there we go. I mean, and again, I have like Puck and Kopech and stuff like that, but that's what I trimmed down to. In this league, this is your FNA league. I traded McKay. I forget what I got for that.
Dude, I've tried to move some prospects in that league. I'm gonna have to wait till next year, and I hope people come knocking on my door because I'm gonna tell them to fuck off. You want Julio Rodriguez next year? Fuck you.
Wait, who is this?
Julio Rodriguez. He's gonna be the shit.
I think my team at FNA is the worst team I've ever managed. I mean, my starting outfield has Leonis Martin, who is DFA'd, and Keon Broxton.
Have you seen Wood's team? He hasn't even. Yeah, he should be rebuilding.
Hey,
but
Tom.
I don't think he knows how to.
Yeah, Wood's team is like, what the hell happened here?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you did pick a direction. Like, he won't give me a Will Smith. He won't give up a reliever. I'm like, you're dead last. I'm offering you a top 100 rising prospect for a fucking reliever on your last place team.
Yeah.
And he's asking me for Sev. Like, get fucked.
Tom, you picked up a prospect that I'm really, really interested in.
Okay.
So
who's that?
I can't say out here.
Well, I mean, we can look at my rosters. It's not like
all right. I'll tell you, Bishop. You fucking picked up Bishop.
Bishop, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want Bishop.
I like some Bishop, baby. He's pretty good.
All right, so you want Bishop? Well, I mean, I could trade him. What do you? You got something in mind? I mean, I'll throw him your way. It's just, I mean, again, consider my team as win now. I love this. I love sitting here looking at Ohtani in my utility slot. Again, look at those numbers. I mean, that's pretty adequate for a guy who's part-time.
He's been throwing lately.
Yeah. Well, he's even got 4 stolen bases.
Like bullpens and stuff.
Well, I would like Bishop, but don't try to bend me over for him. I will give you decent for him. I want Bishop.
Speaking of Wood, he's kicking my ass. What the fuck?
Bishop ain't gonna be up in the majors in what, 3 years?
Yeah, he's a ways away. I mean, although he is closer because all right. So again, that's why I grabbed both Bishop and Blade is because they're college outfielders. So they've got like.
Well, I didn't care for Ledet, but when you picked up Bishop, I was fucking mad.
Is that like Ricky Leday's kid?
No, it's Blade.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
Bloody. He's a Miami prospect, although he hasn't even negotiated his contract yet. So, but that tells me, right, like if he's just slapdicking around first pick contract stuff, he's not far off. Like he's obviously worth his shit. So, but yeah, we can talk Bishop. We'll talk another time.
Well, what made you think to pick him up? Just out of curiosity, just for shits and gigs.
College outfielder drafted fairly high, and just put up good numbers in college, and I don't know, just good college bat. He
has a 70 grade batting. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's got power and speed, and I mean, I like him. Like I don't know. Again, this team's win now, so I'm looking for pieces to win now. I mean, otherwise, I don't mind keeping him. This is a fairly James, like you said, it's a luxuriously deep bench.
Yeah.
These lanes are luxurious. I mean, now, Jose, you're still having trouble with that, but
I don't really want to bring that up because that gets me fucking mad.
Well, but it's
I'm in mood right now, so I don't want to talk about that.
Well, you get used to it. That's what I'm saying. Eventually, you'll find a comfort with it, And you don't need to carry 3 catchers like I do.
Like the D-backs.
What's that?
Don't the D-backs carry 3 catchers all the time?
I think they're down to 2 now, but
in one league, I have 5 fucking catchers, bro.
Well, obviously that's a league where you want to trim the fat. So that leads us to our kind of wrap up topic for the evening. This is that time of year where you're looking at your teams and your players, and you're kind of deciding, all right, where am I in the mix here? Where am I in the pack of, like, so for instance, like in TGFBI, the big industry league that we all play in. My team sucks. I'm like ranked like 250. So does it make sense for me? Like I haven't had Severino all year. I just got a closer. My strategy was to draft a bunch of so it's just a shitty, fucked up situation. I'm not going to pick up any ground.
Well,
what's that?
That'll learn you.
Yeah, well, it's it's an experiment. It's even last year I was trying different things, and so I went with something this year that I thought would cover something that killed me last year. Down the stretch last year, all of my closers got traded. And being a 5x5 league, I lost ground, a lot of ground. I was like a top 20 team. And, because of all the closers were gone. So I drafted closers, I thought, early. And none of them panned out. Kimbrel was waiting forever. So I had no closers. And then, of course, like my pitching was based around Severino, and that's still a question mark. So, but you've got teams, everybody's got a team like that, or 2 or 7 or however many you play, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is that time of year where you're taking a look, like how much energy is it really worth putting into this team right now? I mean, you still want to do your diligence for the league, for your commissioner.
Well, especially in redraft, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, again,
how much, like Dynasty's different. Oh, cool, I'm fucked. All right, well, I'll actively rebuild.
Well, yeah, like again, like Jose, in your situation, like it's you're tightening the screws. Like, all right, I like these players going forward. I don't have shit this year, but like, all right, I don't need 3 catchers or 5 catchers sitting on the bench. I'm going to drop those guys. I'm going to start picking up prospects. I'm going to trade off some of the good stuff I have that doesn't fit within my competition window. So it works both ways. If you got a good team or a bad team, it's just that kind of time of the year to tighten the screws on your teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your players, that's another situation. Like, like I was talking about with J-Ram, it's like, all right, I've had this guy sitting on the bench half a season. and he's supposed to be a top 5 player. I'm waiting for the power speed combo. So it's like decision time. Am I keeping? Am I selling? Am I trying to buy more elsewhere cheaply and doubling down, hoping for a rebound?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Yeah, or do I because it's dynasty, do I just wait it out? So these are the decisions you should be making when you're looking at your teams. I mean, Andrew, you were kind of rebuild. I think a lot of people went to you looking for players to rebuild with and or not rebuild, but compete with. And so they sent you some prospects and all that type of thing. But now you're in these home leagues, you're in the mix. You're like borderline playoff or a playoff team at this point.
Right. One of them's in a playoff. One of them's a game, a position out.
So, you're like, okay, this is a little different now. You got to decide what you're going to do. Cubby, your team's almost on autopilot, doing as well as it is.
Talking about?
Well, I mean, most of your teams, just because,
I'm win now everywhere, baby. I'm win now, baby.
Yeah, and I am too. But it's there's still loose ends where I'm looking around. Good relief pitchers I didn't pick up. We're talking about the ratio guys with the high strikeouts. Doesn't matter if they're closing or getting holds. Yeah. I miss some of those dudes. My cleanup guys. I mean, there's still a few pieces out there I'm interested in that I like, but I'm thinking about a couple of guys from the Red Sox that, well, that's a shame I don't have them, So, it's time to get your team tightened up. I don't need 5 prospects right here. I'm going to cut some of them for, relief pitching, or I'm going to start playing the wire, get some streams. We know there's a lot of streaming going on in these leagues with Pepsi Pete. So
yeah, it's time to stop a team saying my fantasy team's underperforming. Maybe it's the guys aren't just underperforming; they're gonna have a down year all year. It's kind of
exactly. Now, do you guys have any tighten up strategies or plans or anything like that you want to kind of throw out there, or just advice for people who are like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to do that, but I don't know what I'm doing?
I will say this: in head-to-head leagues, it's a nice feature on Fantrax where we've been using it, where you can hit season stats and they give you the roto points, which is kind of like the Pythagorean win-loss. And I know Nate's based a couple of his I'm going in a rebuild, I'm competing now decisions based on that, where he's like, well, I'm in 8th, but wait a minute, I'm 5th in points. Maybe my team has just had some bad matchup luck.
Okay.
So
yeah,
if you're in head-to-head, you need to consider that before you decide to flip the switch to winning or rebuilding. Is it some bad matchup luck? Can you see how your teams perform relative to the league generally? Will your luck normalize? Because there's been a couple teams, like FNA, for instance. I'm in 6th.
Right.
I think I'm 3rd in points. And, so I'm going to keep going for it,
Yeah.
I
think that's the same story for both of us.
A little bit of bad luck.
And especially with the teams on the bubble, for me, I've not been afraid to drop people for boring relievers because I need more saves and holds to win that one category.
Fair enough. I mean, that's all, that all makes sense. I think that applies to not just, dynasty, but also redraft leagues where it's all right, I've got this bench full of maybe I can put it to use somewhere else. You start looking at that roto, the points, and you're like, all right, where am I at? Oh, I need to pick up, here's something I can pick up real cheap. If I picked up 4 stolen bases, I move up 4 points. That puts me, you know what I mean? You start thinking about it like that with the roto. Next thing you know, you're winning matchups, and instead of 5-4 or whatever, you're doing 6-3 or right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
And
sexy.
sometimes you might flip the switch more than once. I know we've all probably done it. Like,
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
changed mine.
yeah, in FFO, like around May 1st, I was like, well, I better sell. Looks like I'm, near the bottom.
Right.
And then here we are a month and a half later. I'm like,
You're like pushing for top 3.
Maybe I should go for it.
Yeah, no, I think in your position now most people aren't familiar with the, fantasy front office Roto dynasty. It's pretty interesting. It's got some interesting salary rules and all that. So it's not just like an, casual type league, but yeah, like, when you're keeping track of your players' salaries and, James sold, now all of a sudden moving up like this, it's like, wait a minute, now I should.
And
You got to
Nate's
push
done the
back
same
in.
thing, and I think it was Hall of Shame or something. Nate initially, when the season started, or right before it started, thought, I'm selling. I'm going to stack assets and rebuild.
Yeah.
And then, like 2 months into the season, like, I'm knocking on the playoff door. Maybe I'll move these prospects for win now, and he flipped the switch the other way.
There you go. Yeah, so this tightening up of the all that can be done almost at any time, but this is the prime time to do it because you got the All-Star break to kind of tinker, look around, see what's available. Great time to send trades, obviously. Like, we got Jose asking about an outfielder, and I need a win now piece. Well, it's plenty of time to talk, so get after it, basically. Yeah.
Especially, if your team win now, you just peek at the bottom teams. There's a chance they probably want to get younger.
Yeah. Yeah. See what they got.
Knock it on July. They're probably about ready to put up the white flag and put up the sale sign.
Yeah. Well, now this tightening up, I will say, just as a commissioner, I think this applies as well. You need to be taking a look around your leagues. And maybe it's not this year that it's going to be tough to find a replacement mid-year. You can. But usually you get some slapdick that's like half invested. You know what I mean? Like mid-season replacements are never very good in my experience. I've never been impressed with somebody that, well, it's okay, I got it. We got a brand new manager. Like I've never really been impressed with anybody that's coming in mid-season. Like who's got time on their hands mid-season where they're not like, focused on their winning teams, like, I mean, it's somebody who probably wants a second chance type of thing. So I've never really been, interested in that or a fan of that. But commissioning-wise, you should be looking around at transaction history. Like, have all your managers been active? And that's easy to lose track of, especially when you've got a winning team yourself. You're kind of focused on that and focused on your competition, looking at their teams and stuff. So maybe like what's going on with a third of the league, but that rest of the league, the other 2/3, I'm going to have to go look and see if so-and-so's made moves, made trades, set their lineups. And that's something you should be paying attention to for next year. Like, I don't know if we're going to bring so-and-so back, or you see something sort of abnormal. I'm not going to name any names here, but in a couple of leagues, we've got a longtime manager who all of a sudden has like illegal rosters and that kind of thing. And it's very uncharacteristic. So as a commissioner, what do? You reach out. Everything cool? Need help setting lineups?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, baby? So you're tightening up your teams. You're tightening up your player decisions. Getting ready to win, and you're tightening up the league generally. Like that's what this time of year is all about.
I got reached out for a illegal lineup, which was not even 24 hours.
Yes, that was me.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was just poking around. I'm like, that's not like Jose. Let me check.
No, 20.
And you're like, whoa, dude, I change my shit all the time. I'm like, oh, my bad, dude. I didn't know.
In the morning, I check. I usually do it in the morning.
Yeah, which I thought you were pretty good. That's why I just thought it was odd seeing it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we're good.
I work overnight, so mine is different.
Yeah, I didn't think it was just blatant forever, but that's why I asked, because I'm like, I don't think that's like Jose. Let me check, and that's what you do. If you see something that's uncharacteristic, you just say, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, you just missed a day. Okay, cool. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't hear back from the manager, then you're starting to like, okay, this guy's gone, or hopefully he's okay. Nothing bad happened, like.
I get off work at 4:30, so I would do a lineup when I get home around 5.
Look, I had to knock on
Well, I'm eating
name?
my breakfast.
Matt Bishfat, whatever, in FNA. I had to knock on his door the other day because he had illegal. I'm like, dude, I don't care if you tank.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long your wash has been illegal, if it's been a day or two, but it's mid matchup and you have 0 stats accumulated. So,
yeah, pretty aggressive.
Feel free to tank, but maybe have your roster be legal while you tank. And he goes, "Oh, my bad." No, and then he fixed it. Done. No big deal.
Yeah, but it's probably a good thing that you're doing that. Because some people get into that so that they don't give a fuck because they're tanking. I understand why you would check up on me, but
Yeah. Like I said, I told him, I'm like, dude, tank away. But I think people won't be a fan of you having 0 stats for the week.
Yeah, if you're just punting because you got an illegal roster and
like make your roster legal and tank at the same time. That's fine.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to do that.
It's not that hard to do.
Now, all right,
you still get your ass kicked and have a legal roster and go ahead and tank. Just when people see a matchup that has 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, an eyebrow gets raised, and I hear about it.
Yeah,
which I did hear about
as a commissioner, you don't want to hear about it. Now, I will say this: selectively, especially with fan tracks being daily, the way it's set up, and I think Yahoo or ESPN same way. Like if you have an illegal lineup or illegal setup, you could do that. Maybe like okay, it's Tuesday, nobody's paying attention. Sneak another one in Thursday, maybe. You know what I mean? So you're like missing stats, but like you're still collecting. There's still a bottom line there. But again, it's just more about like don't be so loud and again, guys that are not likely to have an illegal lineup, those are the guys you're like, all right, everything cool? Do you need me to just make a move for you, or but I don't know. What else we got? We want to wrap up with anything? You guys got anything else to throw in here, or just complain about? We got a couple minutes, I guess.
Do you guys care that the All-Star game is back to being just an exhibition? I think it was last year too, but do you miss it, quote, meaning something?
No, not at all.
Especially if the AL one every year.
Well, the other reason is
me neither.
I've always complained that if it's a real fucking game, like those stats need to count. The player stats should count. Like the win-loss records, that should reflect. And the reason why I'm so militant about it is because I think it was like 2 or 3 years in a row. One of the best closers ever, obviously, Trevor Hoffman, blew the save for the National League. And, that's when it mattered, like, home field advantage is a pretty big deal in the World Series. So, like, to have it so arbitrarily decided, and then one guy is responsible for it, like Trevor Hoffman, 2 or 3 times. I'm like, why is there not a blown save next to it? Like All-Star, if you're going to count it, the stats should almost mean something. Like it should be like a +2 type of thing. Like, oh man, he blew a save in the All-Star game. Holy shit! Or like he got a home run in the It should really mean something. But the way they had it set up, it didn't mean shit.
You're talking about Hoffman's blown save.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had how many in a row during the year, and then he goes there and blows the save?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 years in a row. He just blew saves. And
that season, he had a shitload of saves, and then he goes to the All-Star game and blows a save.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess while we're on the All-Star game, one other kind of odd, egregious omission. How in the hell is Joey Gallo not in the home run derby?
Well, yeah.
I put him in a heartbeat.
honestly, I think the home run derby should be the fan vote. I would love to vote in who I want to see match home runs.
Well, that's assuming they're willing. That's assuming they want to. Their agents will let them. I mean, there should be there should be an actual financial incentive.
Gallo
Well, there
wasn't
is.
even invited. What the hell?
Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean, honestly, they should.
I thought Gallo made the All-Star team.
I'm talking about the Derby.
Yeah, but he's not in the Derby.
He hasn't been invited to the home run derby. The best home run hitter in the game wasn't invited to the Derby. What the hell?
He should be in the Derby. Yes, everyone should be in the Derby. A Yankee, no Yankees.
Can you imagine him and Alonso trading blows?
That'd be fun to watch.
Like a home run final. That'd be cool.
That would be really fun to watch.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know what it is. It's kind of like the dunk contest in the NBA, where it's lost its magic, it's lost its luster. You know, people the players either don't want to do it for health reasons or just for reasons. You know, like whatever their reasons are. But as a fan, I mean, the marketing and just for fans, it's kind of asinine. I mean, you can tune in and watch some no-name or guy you haven't heard of. Meanwhile, you've been hearing all season about, Pete Alonso and Joey Gallo, and you're like, where's the home runs then?
So who is going to be in the home run derby? I know Alonso is, right? Who else? Andrew?
I don't remember.
Our official stat keeper. Yeah, Andrew is our stat guy.
Yeah, every time I have a question, I go, Andrew?
We're waiting, Andrew. Any day now, Andrew.
I'm not. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, Vladdy's in it.
Vladito.
Carlos Santana.
Okay.
Who wants to watch Carlos Santana in the home run derby?
Not I.
I don't.
Yeah, Pete Alonso, and that is the only confirmed.
Oh, really? Alonso won.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right. I think we're all rooting for Alonso generally. I mean, if Vladdy comes out and goes crazy, that'd be fun to watch.
Apparently, Ketel Marte said he would accept an invitation to it.
No, that's another guy. No, you don't want it on there.
No, I don't buy into that whole. Like
Gallo, like James was saying, Gallo. That's
what
we see.
I mean, Kettle's right up there with all these guys. I mean, Bellinger should be in there, but Kettle's actually right in there with like a lot of these top home run hitters. With his 21 or 22, whatever it is, like he's right in that mix. So, I mean, it is a big disappointment as a fan, and from a marketing standpoint, it's pretty lame. I mean, like Ohtani would be fun to watch. I don't think they'd let him for health reasons, but like,
yeah, he would be fun to watch. I
mean, there's a lot of storylines you could get out of this, but they just haven't marketed it, and like, I'm literally like, yeah.
How about Arenado?
I honestly haven't watched the home run derby in a couple of years.
Oh, see, I mean, I watch every year, but
Arenado, has he been in it?
That I can't say. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we'd have to go back in the stats book, and we don't want to do that.
No,
that's a lot of searching. Somebody, if you've listened to this podcast or watched it or whatever, leave a comment down below if you know if Arenado has been in the home run derby at any point. I mean,
I don't want to see Judge. Stanton is a bum. I don't want to see Stanton in it.
Well, we've already seen Stanton in it. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Judge. I just, again, you should have the biggest names, the biggest, the biggest guys that are
biggest stars. As long as they're not a Yankee, I don't want to see no Yankees in that.
I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Davis. Either one.
Well, yeah, Chris with a K, yeah, but I wouldn't want to watch. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to watch CD at this point. Because because he's just whoa.
What about CD, right? And Aguilar. What other bums we can add on there?
I don't know. It's bum central, man. It's like New York City or LA.
The biggest bum of them all, Bumgardner.
Yeah, a pitcher in the home run derby would be fun. Even if like we know they're gonna suck, that's still pretty damn fun. You know, like that's why I think like an Ohtani or a Greinke or Bumgarner. I mean, Greinke smokes him with the best of them. I mean, his like if he were an actual hitter, he'd be decent. I mean,
well, he was a good hitter in high school, right? He came out of high school. He didn't go to college, did he?
I don't think so. He's been around. I mean, again, he was a huge burden on the Royals for so long until he got on some meds or whatever. He's just a weird dude.
Yeah, he came out of Florida, if I'm correct.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, baby.
Yeah, he after he got on meds, he mellowed down.
Oh shit, this is weird. All right, so Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st. For quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam.
That's because Google's shutting down Hangouts.
Fucking Google. Google's like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Google these days. And then the video gets deleted somehow. Sorry, Google. I didn't mean it that much. I still use all your products religiously. I'm just wondering what you're doing. Well, you can hear by the sound of the snoring.
Yeah.
James is asleep. So it's what, 3 a.m. there in Florida?
About
2:39.
Okay, so it's pretty late.
It is late.
But thank you guys for joining me. Andrew from Fantasy Aid, thank you for hanging out late.
Yep.
And Sleepy Cubby, he's just sleepy little bear.
It's sleepy time bobos for
he's hibernating.
Yeah. I'm guessing the rum got to him, or the vodka, or the whiskey. But he had his midnight snacks. We could all hear that. Now his snoring's going to get louder.
Yeah.
Until his wife wakes up and puts on his CPAP for him.
It smacks him in the head. Hey, wake up. Mira, coño, levántate. ¿Qué te pasa? Vete para acá.
I think she's pretty nice to him. I never saw her get too wild. I think she's like, honey, it's time to go to bed. And, you know.
She'd be like, mira, papi. Mira,
drag him in there.
Papi, vamos para dormir. Vete, papi.
Yep. So, yeah, it was a good hangout, Jose. Thank you.
No problem.
And, hopefully soon in the future we can get the website back up. You can join us there at fantasysportsaddicts.com. Yeah. Hopefully this was a good hangout. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment.
Stack guy, Andrew got to get his shit together. I'm only kidding, Andrew.
Yeah, well, we've left him with a lot. It's late. It's tough to search stats when you're half asleep. Anyways, it was good hanging out. We'll get it going here. We'll do some more. We'll do some more stuff. We need some more stuff. Everybody likes more stuff. So I'll do the prayer. Fantasy gods, please grant me the strength to set my ideal lineup, courage to add drop aggressively, the wisdom, as always, especially at this time of year, make good trades. Amen. So yeah, if you want to hit me up, I'm on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, FSAA. Andrew is at FantasyAid1. Cubby is CUBBY. I don't know if there's an underscore, NOLE. Jose, what's yours? Your Jets Infinity?
Jets Infinity with an I.
Okay, so you can hit us up on Twitter anytime, hang out, give us some feedback. We'll talk to you, and hopefully we'll see you in the playoffs. You guys, good luck. Tinker away, enjoy your all-star break, and tighten the screws.
And send me an offer for Bishop. Peace.
Well, you got to send me an offer. Also, let's decide what we're doing with guys like J-Ram. Nightmare. All right. Thanks for joining us. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later.
See you.